prices, of course, are front and center for many Canadians. We all have to go to the grocery store. Some people have been boycotting Loblaws' own stores over the last 10 days or so, saying the prices are too high there, and the company is a classic example of corporate greed. To check in on how that boycott has been going, Emily Johnson is my guest. She's an organizer of the boycott, started it out on a Reddit page. Emily, good to have you with us on CTV. Thanks for taking the time on this Friday.
And thank you so much for having me.
All right, so you guys are about 10 days in. How's it going so far? What are you hearing? What's the feedback?
So far, so good. A lot of folks in the community are really, really excited to be a part of this. We've seen all sorts of anecdotal stories of people saying that, their stores are really, really quiet right now. They've also been sending screenshots of the local traffic from Google that shows traffic has also reduced. And just folks being really excited about the opportunity to shop local and to shop at their farmers markets and all of that fun.
Yeah, not just Loblaws, as you know, but superstores, value marts, independent grocers, wholesale clubs, Zehrs, Provigo, Dominion, on it goes. Even Shoppers Drug Mart, of course, is part of the Loblaws brand as well. So the alternatives, where are people going instead? What are you hearing?
We've heard a lot of folks going to Walmart, unfortunately, and it's a sad day when Walmart is the hero of a boycott movement like this. But folks are just looking for other cheaper alternatives and really trying to rewrite the narrative that, you have to shop Canadian for big chains. But a lot of folks also talking about how great it is to go to those farmers markets, to go to a local, small business.
Yeah, I talked at the beginning a little bit about how critics of Loblaws, and there are many, say that it is, profiting on the backs of Canadians. We know that Loblaws makes so much money and continues to make lots of money. Do you think they're paying attention? Are they watching? Are they listening?
Absolutely, they're watching and listening. I was fortunate enough to actually have a meeting with Per Bank last week so that we could talk about some of the concerns that the community has and what some, Canadians have as well.
And what was said in that meeting? Can you give us some takeaways?
Yeah, we talked a lot about, we had done a poll actually of our users as well, and we had kind of collaborated all of the data to talk about some of the biggest concerns, which was about, cost issues, about food security issues, and about hoping for bigger industry changes. Per was able to share some of the strategies that Loblaw is implementing within their stores. And it's our hope that we're going to be able to meet later on this month to kind of chat about how the boycott has gone and what other options are going to be coming for Canadians soon.
I know it doesn't help when the president of Loblaws, Galen Weston, is a billionaire. Of course, that creates, a certain amount of, a target or a lightning rod for him. There are those who say that, boycotts don't actually work. You would argue that, in fact, they can and they do, Emily.
The biggest piece is that people are coming together and they're focusing their attention on one big issue. I think that this is a very unifying factor for a lot of Canadians. We're seeing folks from various different backgrounds, political, socioeconomic backgrounds, coming together to say, we're paying way too much for groceries right now. We see all sorts of stories about people reconnecting with family members that they haven't spoken to in a long time, or, just taking a drive down the street to see what those local options are. And so I think that some of these pieces are equally as important as impacting the bottom line of Loblaw.
Do you think that Loblaws is going to cut their prices as a result of this, or, take any of this into consideration?
I definitely think so. I don't want to say too much, but I see Per Bank as a maverick and as a change maker. And I see someone who is willing to take the time to listen to us to see how we can kind of move forward. And my hope is that we can turn this situation into a really positive change for Loblaw, for Canadians, and for the grocery industry as a whole.
Yeah, what's next in terms of this boycott?
We are currently in discussion with the community to kind of see what we'd like to do post-May. A lot of folks are asking for us to boycott indefinitely. And so if that's what the community wants to do, that's what we're going to support to do.
Hey, listen, thanks so much for taking the time. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much for having me.
Emily Johnson, the organizer of that Loblaws boycott.